Today, we're going to look at sleep and fat loss. Does it matter how much sleep you get? And does it really affect your weight loss or fat loss? Short answer, yes. So what does lack of sleep do? So it increases ghrelin. So ghrelin is your hunger hormone. So it tells you that you are hungry. And you generally have an increase in cravings for high fat and high sugar food. So because your body's tired, it wants to get that energy in as fast as possible. So it increases the ghrelin to tell you that you are hungry. It will then make you crave higher calorie foods. And the reason for that is it wants that quick energy. Then you'll also have a decrease in NEAT. So that is non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So what is that? So that's steps, walking around, just general everyday movement. You'll find that you sat down a little bit more because obviously you're tired because you've not had as much sleep, and your step count, if you track it, will generally fall. Then if you're doing some exercise in the gym, the intensity of your exercise will drop. So you've got this increase in ghrelin making you want to eat. You're then wanting to reach for the high calorie foods. You're then not doing as much movement and your intensity of training has dropped. Just those things alone will increase weight gain. So just from having a lack of sleep. Then it also affects your muscle gain. So gaining muscle is a very energy expensive process. And your body is always going to prioritize life, keeping you alive. And if it doesn't have enough energy to kind of basically move around and it's wanting you to sit down all the time, not put as much intensity into your training, then it's not going to have enough energy to do the basic functions. So then obviously it won't do any additional ones like muscle gain. So even though you might be doing the right training, you might feel that you're eating correctly. If you're not getting enough rest and recovery, you will not be gaining muscle. Your body will just not do that process. So there is a 2018 study that took two groups of people over an 8-week period. They were given an identical calorie deficit percentage, so based on their body weight, and they were given the same percentage, so they would get the same weight loss, which they did. However, one group got 1 hour less sleep over 5 nights of the week. The other 2 nights, they could do what they wanted, but for 1 hour less sleep for 5 nights of the week. So, yes, they all lost the same weight. However, the sleep-deprived group lost more muscle tissue and the non-sleep deprived group lost more fat mass. So that means even though they lost the same weight on the scale, if they were sleep deprived, most of that weight came from muscle tissue. So that is not what we want to be happening. As I've said, muscle gaining is a super hard process to go through anyway. So as you can see, sleep is super important. Definitely in a calorie deficit, definitely even if you're maintaining or trying to gain muscle. So how many sleep hours should you be aiming for? Everyone's different and you've kind of got to try it out yourself to see. Most people need between 7 and 9 hours. There are people either side that can, function on 6 hours, or some need 10. You need to find the number that works for you. I know for me, 7 hours as a minimum is what I need. If I have 8 hours, I am great the next day. But 7 hours is a minimum. Any less than that, and I'm tired, I'm hungry, I want coffee all day and those high calorie foods, and I find it a struggle to get my steps in and move around. So have a play around with different times of different sleeps and work out what the time for you is. Then when you know what time you need to get your sleep in for, then reverse engineer it. What time are you getting up at? How many hours sleep do you need? What time do you need to go to bed at? So hopefully this video has been helpful. If you've got any questions on any of this, please let me know, and please prioritize your sleep.